welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren, and today is my Saturday Snippets color and chat video where we will be coloring and chatting. I just want to begin today's video by giving you a sneak peek at something that will be coming up soon on the channel, and that's another first impressions video, because I got something really cool. Which is these new Gansai Tambi Kuretake watercolor paints, and I'm looking forward to swatching them and seeing what I think about them. So that will be a video up on the channel in the coming weeks. Okay, but today we are continuing with our color along of the nature scenes in small victories. So far we have done the mushroom using polychromos pencils. We did the butterfly using Prismacolors, and last time we did the frog using Caran d'Ache luminance pencils. And today we're moving on to the right side of the page, and we're going to be using Derwent Coloursoft pencils. So I was thinking about continuing the same color scheme that we've got going, the purples and the greens and the oranges, because I want the page to be cohesive. And so I've chosen pencils that I think will go well with the pages that we, not the pages, the scenes that we've already colored. Yeah, so let me show you what we'll be using. Right. So these are the colors we're going to be using today. So we're going to start with pale blue, which is similar to Blue Lake in Prismacolor, ultramarine, which is Caribbean blue, Prussian blue, which is also Prussian blue in Prismacolor, royal purple, which is violet, white. I'm also going to be using bright lilac, which is lilac in Prismacolor, and a blue-gray watercolor marker. So this is the one that I use. Okay, it's the Giorgiano brand, and it is a brush tip. Okay, it also has a fine tip, but I don't really use that end. And I'm also going to be using a water brush and a Languau white gel pen. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm zoomed in, and my idea for this page is that we are going to use these different colors on all of the mushrooms in the picture, but each one will have a different combination. So some of them will be blue with purple tints, some of them will be purple with bluish tints, and we're going to have some gradients, and we're going to see how it turns out. So I thought that I would start with this one, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a gradient from dark blue moving up to purple. Okay, so let's see how that works out. Let me put my pencils to the side, and I'm going to start with the pale blue, which is C370, and I'm just going to put a light layer of this color over the entire mushroom, but I'm going to leave a bit of a highlight here at the top. Okay, so very lightly. So Derwent Coloursoft pencils are quite creamy. They're similar in that respect to the Prismacolors, and they also blend in a similar way because they're soft, which is nice. But they're also a bit harder than the Prismacolor, so they also layer nicely. So they're a nice blend of the two. Okay. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next color, which is ultramarine. I have to sharpen this one. Hold on one second. So I use a Tagal sharpener. My blue sharpener, if you've been watching my videos, I have a blue Tagal, but it has unfortunately given up the ghost. And so I have broken out my replacement one, and I'm going to be purchasing a replacement for this one as well. I like to have a spare one just in case, because I love this sharpener. It is amazing. Okay, so just give it a... Okay. And you get a nice sharp point with this sharpener on the number 1 setting. But it doesn't take away too much of the wood core. Okay, so yeah. I'm gonna put this down here. So I hope that you've all been having a good week. My week was relatively uneventful, mainly because I wasn't feeling too well. So I just stayed at home. I was supposed to go to the dentist, but I cancelled because, yeah, no fun going to the dentist when you're not feeling so good. And I only, also because I wasn't feeling so hot, I only went to the pool once. So yeah, that also didn't go as planned. All my plans for the week fizzled out. Yeah, it's no fun when you're not feeling well. But Toby was very sweet. He understood that I wasn't feeling so good, so he behaved himself. Dogs are amazing. They have they sense when you're not feeling well and react accordingly. So he's a Jack Russell, if you're new to the channel, and he's 17. Hold on, I'm going to sharpen this one too. Okay, so next we have the Prussian Blue C310. Yeah, so he's a Jack Russell, and he's 17. When he was younger, he was quite a snuggly dog. He used to come and snuggle up next to me. But as he's gotten a bit older, he's become a little bit less snuggly, which is kind of sad because he was an excellent snuggler. But I think he's just, gotten to an age where he just doesn't want to snuggle anymore. So he sleeps out in the living room, on the couch. Yes, I allow him on the furniture. I know some people don't allow their pets on the furniture, but yeah, this is his house as much as anybody else's, so he can be on the couch if he wants. Okay. Right, so we've got these gradients now, and I'm just going to blend them out with the... Actually, I think I'm going to blend them out with white. With white? Yes, with white. Okay, so I'm taking the white, which is C720, and I'm just going to blend. I'm going to leave this dark area, and I'm just going to blend here at the top. Okay, yeah, the Derwent white is a very good white. I think it's not as good as the Prismacolor, but it's pretty close. Okay. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take the bright lilac and we're going to put this here at the top. Yeah, so as I was saying, he's not as snuggly as he was when he was younger, but that's okay. So anyway, he realized I wasn't feeling well, so he did come to snuggle with me a little bit, which was sweet. Okay, so what we've done is we've put this color in to the blue a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so it was a pretty uneventful week, and I'm hoping that I'll feel better next week and I'll be able to do more things. I did manage to color, which was nice. Royal Purple, C270. Okay, this one we're putting in very lightly, just because I don't want it to overtake that lilac color. Okay, and white again, we're going to blend. Okay, I am going to take the Prussian blue again, okay, and I'm going to put in deeper shadows here on the bottom, pressing slightly harder. Okay, and I'm going to make use of the lines that Johanna has given us, and just on one side deepen up the shadow. Okay, we're going to blend that out with the pale blue. Okay, so because I wasn't feeling so well, I was watching a lot of television, which I tend to do when I'm not well. I either read or I watch TV, so I was trying to color and watch television, and what did I see? I saw on Threads, maybe? I can't remember if it was on the television or on Threads. Never mind. I saw it. Anyway, and the story was, before I get to the story, we are moving on to our watercolor marker, and what we're going to do is we're going to deepen up the shadows with this color. Okay, so what I do is I just flick a bit. Okay. Right, and then I get a Q-tip. Let me get a Q-tip. Right, and you take a Q-tip and then you just smudge it out. Okay, but I see, if you're not quick and you let it dry, then the smudging technique doesn't work as well. So what you can do then is take the water brush and just, because it's watercolor marker, it will blend out with water. And then you can take your Q-tip, or even your finger. Sometimes I take my finger and then smudge it out. There we go. And it just darkens up the shadows even further. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our gel pen and we're going to put some dots. First, make sure that your gel pen is flowing on another piece of paper. Anyway, so yeah, I saw this cute little story, either on Threads or on TV, I can't remember. And it was about a burglar who was caught because he dropped his dentures at the crime scene, which I thought was just hysterical. So you have this burglar who's old enough to have dentures. I'm thinking he should find a new profession. Anyway, very cute story. And what we're also going to do is go over the top here of this mushroom a bit as well. Okay. Yeah, just that one side, because this side is in shadow, so you don't have to put the gel pen there. Oh, I like that. That's cute. Okay, now we're going to move on to these other mushrooms, the ones at the bottom. I see that I have some pencil dust and it has smudged a bit, so hold on one second while I get a brush. Okay, so just brushing that away. Got to be careful with the the Coloursoft, because they do create a bit of pencil dust. Again, similar to the Prismacolors. Right, so we are moving on to these little mushrooms at the bottom. I'm thinking I'm going to make one blue and one purple. So one is going to have blue tints and the other one will have purple tints. So let's start with the purple, okay? So bright lilac, C260. Okay, so here we see that this mushroom is sticking out from under this mushroom. So this is going to be the shadow area because it's under this mushroom, and this will be the highlight area because it's not under the mushroom. Okay, so I'm just going to go over these circles that Johanna has given us. We'll put our own circles or dots back in afterwards. Okay. Right, so we're leaving the highlight over there. Anyway, so yeah, I thought that was really funny. The geriatric burglar who was caught by his dentures. I wonder what happened that they fell out while he was burglarizing this place. Anyway, very funny. What else did I do this week? So I did manage to read a little bit as well. I finally finished the book that I was listening to last week, so I started a new one. And the book that I'm listening to now is, I'm just going in with the Prussian blue, C310. So the book that I'm listening to now is called Circle of the Moon, and it is by Faith Hunter, and it is an urban fantasy. So Faith Hunter, it's a spin-off of a previous series. So Faith Hunter's other series that I've read already and finished because it's completed is called Jane Yellowrock. And Jane Yellowrock is, she's a vampire hunter. I'm not going to get into too much details. There's like, I think 13 books in the series, 12 or 13. No, more, 15. Anyway, so I'm not going to get into too much detail, but suffice it to say that she's a vampire hunter. And this series that I'm reading is called Soulwood, and it's a spin-off. So in one, the heroine of this book, whose name is Nell, she appears in one of the other Jane Yellowrock books. And Faith Hunter decided to continue her story in her own series. So Circle of the Moon is the 4th book in the series. Okay, I'm just going to take our watercolor marker, deepen up the shadows here. Okay, now I've done it quickly, so I should be able to smudge, yeah, without the watercolor brush. Yeah. Okay, and now we're going to take the white gel pen and put lots of little dots. Okay. So Circle of the Moon is the 4th book in the series. So I'm making good progress with that one. Okay, now we're going to move on to this mushroom. Now this whole mushroom is in the shadow. I just realized I was off camera for all of that. Sorry. So just let me show you what I did. I took the black and I went underneath this mushroom. And then I took the Prussian blue and I went over the black to blend it out. Sorry about that. Now we're going to take the white and we're just going to blend out this highlight. Okay, and we're going to take the lilac again, just to put it back in because it got blended out by the white. And I also want to take the pale blue and just blend that out. So very similar to Prismacolors, these pencils blend beautifully. Okay. I'm also going to take the marker and again, just in the shadow areas, deepen up those shadows and smudge it out with the Q-tip. This is a technique I learned from Coloring with Olivier on her Patreon. She has marvelous coloring tips. I highly recommend her channel. Okay, now we're gonna put our dots in. Here we can make some bigger circles and then some little ones. Okay, I like that. Okay, right, now I'm just gonna let that dry for a second because I don't want to smudge those when I do this big one. Okay, so we're going to now move on to the big mushroom. And here, this mushroom has two sections. So you have the top, and then you have this bottom, but then it's also divided this way. So there are lots of different ways that you could color this mushroom. And I'm thinking that I'm going to do the reverse. Do I want to do the reverse of this one? I think so. So it'll be dark purple on the bottom and then light blue on the top. And we'll also try to get these sections in somehow. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do. We're going to start off with our bright lilac. Okay, C260. Okay, and we are going to put this over most of the mushroom except for the top. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I had some crumbs there. Yes, Toby, you have something to say? Yeah, so I was talking about my favorite narrators. So aside from Christine Vam and Renee Raudman, I also like James Masters. I'm not sure if he still actually narrates. He narrated most of the books in the Harry Dresden series, which I read quite a few years ago, but they're fun, such fun books. So if you were watching last week's Saturday Snippets, you know that I listen to audiobooks when the narration in the book is in the first person, because I struggle with first person narration. It creates a weird sense in my head, and so an identity crisis sort of thing. And so I prefer to listen to those books because then I have the narrator's voice in my head and not my own, and so it's easier for me to concentrate and to follow what's going on. So what I'm doing here is I'm just using Johanna's lines to indicate the shading and the division of this mushroom. So this is the center one, center line. Oh, okay. Yes. Are you feeling neglected? Am I not paying enough attention to you? Okay, I think he wants breakfast. I'm just going to stop for a second to give him his breakfast. Hold on again. Toby gets wet food, and if you don't give it to him in a timely fashion, he expresses his disapproval. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now we're going to go in with the royal purple. Okay, C270. Okay, and we're putting this in the bottom of the mushroom. Okay, where was I? Audiobook narrators. So Christine Vam, I love. Renee Raudman, I said. James Masters. Who else do I enjoy listening to? Trying to think. Therese Plummer. That was the narrator for the previous book that I was reading. Which was called The Boy Who Cried Bear by Kelly Armstrong. Who else do I like? Julia Whalen is a fabulous narrator as well. So there used to be a TV show. Karen, what was the name of that TV show with the mixed family?
Which mixed family?
With Celia, I think it was with Celia Ward, with Julia Whalen.
And Celia Ward?
And Celia Ward. You know, and Billy Campbell. He had a son and a daughter. She had 2 daughters and they got married. Do you remember the name of that show? Julia Whalen was in that show. I will have to look that up.
I'll have to look that up.
We will have to look that up. I remember the actors who were in it, and I remember the plot more or less, but I can't remember the name of the show. We will have to look that up.
Billy Campbell. Wow.
With Billy Campbell, he was the father.
My brain. Hold on a second.
Okay, she's going to go and look it up for us. Then she will come back and tell us. It was in the early 2000s, maybe? Anyway, so Julia Whalen was in that show. She's got a fabulous reading voice as well. I think she's even written her own book. I am going to need a purple watercolor marker. Okay, but first we're going to blend this out. Okay, so now we're just blending out this purple with the lilac. And we're also going to put some blue in here.
Once and again.
Once and again. That's what it was called. Thank you. See, I haven't completely lost my mind.
Well, that's
It was Celia Ward, right?
Yes.
Yes. She was in that other show with all the sisters.
Sisters.
Makes sense.
At first I thought, when you said Celia Ward, I thought you were going to say Sisters.
Oh, yeah. No, she was also in Sisters, but she was also in that one.
She was in quite a few things.
Yeah. She's also a fabulous actress. And Billy Campbell's a good actor. He can play a good guy. He's a good guy in that show. But I've also seen him play a villain, like a really nasty villain.
I like actors who don't mind being a villain.
Yeah, I like it when they diversify. Okay, so we are now going to take do I want pale blue or do I want the I think the ultramarine. Let's take the ultramarine, C290. Okay, and we're going to put in a touch of blue. Slightly into the highlight, but not too much. Okay, we definitely have to blend this out with white. Okay, let's blend that with white. Okay, white, C720. Just the highlight area and the blue. Not into the shadow area. We don't want that to be lightened up. Okay. Yeah, so I listened to Julia Whalen as well. Trying to think what other narrators I like. I'm thinking of all the audiobooks that I listen to. So I also listen to historical mysteries on audiobooks if they're written in the first person. Just one second, I'm going to get a dark purple marker. So this is how I store my watercolor markers. I learned this technique from Annika or Axic from Axic Fumbles. And basically I have all the similar colors in a bundle and tied together with a rubber band. And this way I can see the colors that I have and I don't have to keep boxes and containers and it's very easy to store them. Anyway, so it's the same brand of marker, but number 24. It doesn't have to be the same brand of marker. What matters is the color, and so it just happens to be that my darkest purple is this one. Okay, so we're going to put it here at the bottom, flicks, okay, and then with the Q-tip, okay, so we'll have to blend that out with water, so we can just put this color down, smudge, but we're definitely going to be blending with water. Just a second. Okay. And this way you get an even darker shadow. Okay. It's not working as well on this paper as it works on other paper, but it's good enough. Interesting. Paper behaves differently in different books. What we can try and do is put down a little bit more. Let's see if that will work. Not really. Yeah, this paper obviously does not like this technique, but that's okay. What we're going to do then is wait for that to dry. Okay, always wait for water to dry before you put pencil on top. So we're just going to wait for that to dry for a second, and I'm trying to think, what else do I want to do with these colors? Do I want to do these flowers? No, I think we'll do them a different color. Let's do these stems. Let me get the colors for the stems. Right, so the colors we're going to use for the stems are gray lavender C220, brown earth C630, and cream C010. Okay, so we're going to start with the gray lavender, and we're just going to put this down lightly on all of these stems. Okay. Right, now we're going to move on to the brown earth. This is a shadow color. So here we've got the highlight over here. So even though the whole stem is more or less in the shadow, you can still keep a highlight. Okay. The great lavender will keep the purple, the purpley tone of the mushrooms. Okay, I'm even going to take the, I think the Prussian blue. Deepen up the shadows. Yes. Okay. So the shadow goes under the cap and then down one side and then a little bit on the bottom. Okay, and then cream for the highlight, C10. Highlight and blending. Okay, right. I think that that's dry now, so let's just, yeah. We're going to take the royal purple again, and we're going to blend out this line. There we go. Right, and we're going to deepen up the shadows over there. Okay, what do I want to do now? I think, sorry, that's the dog barking. He's really vocal this morning. Sorry about that. Hold on. Yeah, he's expressing himself quite loudly. So now we're taking the gel pen and we're just going to put it here on the top. Around the edges. And I think I'm going to also put it on the bottom here. And also okay, hold on, I need to make sure I'm not smudging. Right, oh, that's gonna make it glow a little bit. Let's also do those. Let's put some dots here at the top. Okay. Yes, I like that. That came out pretty. Okay, so those are our purple and blue mushrooms, and I think that is going to be it for today's Saturday snippet. So, we've zoomed out, and this is what it looks like so far, together with the other scenes, and I'm pretty happy with our blue and purple mushrooms. Next time, we're probably going to finish the little scene with the leaves, these two little flowers, and the background. The background is going to be a greenish yellowy color similar to this one. And I'm debating about the colors for the leaves of these fronds. So if you have an idea what color we should do these fronds, let me know in the comments, and I will see what way we can incorporate those colors into the page. So thank you so much for joining me for this Saturday snippet, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye for now.